So here are my tips on how to kill the evil witch and get the achievement. First, check the fortune teller. Make sure you're on a lucky day because you're gonna need all the gold and power up drops to get through this. Right from the start, focus on the gold coins. Given a choice between power up or gold, always get the gold. Especially those marked with 5 as they're worth 5 gold. Because it's all about building for endgame. One power up means nothing compared to affording one of the shop items that comes after every 2 rounds. You should get plenty of power ups early game if you've made sure you're on a lucky day. Early game is simple enough. Try not to waste lives by playing safe and use power ups as soon as you see too many monsters surrounding you. If you have a less powerful power up like a coffee, use it as soon as you see something stronger like the star so you can pick it up. The most powerful power up is the skull bomb, which kills everything instantly. However, I've watched closely and contrary to what Wiki says, I've never had an item drop from the monsters killed via the skull bomb, which means missed gold and extra lives. Maybe there's been an update, I don't know, but more on that later. Also, beware of the tombstone power up. Not a big fan of this as the monsters run to the edge of the map, and if they drop items it's a dangerous pickup or worse, unreachable. If gold or items do drop close to the monster entrances, make sure you are shooting at the door as you go to pick up, even if there's no monsters there, just in case one decides to pop out. For chapter 1 you can generally stay in the middle of the map, and as there are no flying monsters you can safely go to the edge without fear of getting jumped. If you find you are surrounded, focus on the weaker side so you have an exit, and they'll be coming from one direction. Much easier to handle. If I have enough money, I always buy the bullet damage upgrade first. This is because things start to get tricky on the next chapter with the mushrooms. However, it's quite rare, so by all means buy the increased attack speed upgrade, but never buy boots first. If you feel confident, you can even skip it and buy the bullet damage upgrade in the second shop window. On chapter 1.4, stay in the base. The trick is to block up as many entrances as possible. If the spikes or the bull monsters aren't coming into your base, don't shoot them. They'll clog up the entrance so you can focus on the others. If you upgraded increased attack speed in the first shop window, buy the ammo damage upgrade at the second shop. If you can't afford it, don't buy anything. Save up for that bullet damage upgrade, you'll need it. First boss. Bosses in the game aren't that difficult once you know their pattern. Stay right at the top of the screen, right to the top edge. This gives you more time to see his incoming bullets and more time to dodge. I should point out I'm using peripheral vision. My eyes are fixed maybe a couple of inches below my character. Focusing on where his bullets are going, I only need to dodge the one that's going to hit me. But you should play it safe by getting a few shots in and hiding back at your shield. It's the safest way to save your lives for the end levels. This also applies for the second boss. Level 2-1 is where it starts to get tricky. However, you should be okay if you have upgraded bullet damage, as those speedy mushrooms are now a one-hit kill. Try not to stay too long at the edges as there are now flying monsters. Focus on the mushrooms first as they are pretty fast for mushrooms. For this shop window, if you have already upgraded attack speed and bullet damage, go ahead and buy boots. This is all the boots you need, one upgrade is enough. Chapter 2-3 is tricky. Your best spots are to rotate from the center to the top 2 corners. If you see a lot of monsters, cross the bridge to the top where they bottle up unable to cross. Again, try not to get right up to the edge if you can help it. Expect flying monsters. Always expect flying monsters. But keep picking up that gold. This position here is very good. If you can afford it, buy bullet damage, if not, buy attack speed. Second boss is the same as the first. If you're after achievement, it's probably best to play it safe and hide behind your shield after a few shots. You need to save your lives for the end levels. If you're feeling confident, good at dodging bullets, then by all means take him on face to face. But if you have bullet damage upgraded twice, it will be over pretty quickly. Chapter 3.1 is where it starts to get a little crazy. Focus on the flying monsters first. Use the headstones to your advantage and block the mummies. Here I see the wheel and get rid of my shotgun. Wait till I see there's too many to handle. Then I can clear the wave, and it also leaves me a star drop, which helps me carry through most of the level. My personal favourite power-ups for these levels are Wheel and the Star. These, paired with your double upgrade bullet damage, is devastating. Plus you find there's more power-up drops compared to the Skull Bomb. Here it's your personal preference what to buy. For my final build I try to aim for 1 boot, 2 attack speed and 2 bullet damage. Chapter 3.3 is easily the hardest part of Prairie King, but the challenging minigames is why I love Stardew Valley. I have the Tombstone power up. You can use the headstones at the top as a last resort. It helps me out a couple of times in this run through. As you can see, all these power-ups are giving me extra drops. It actually helps not to walk into the mummies. But I'm focusing on the flying monsters first. There's a ton of them in this playthrough. Now even the shotgun gives me power drops. The flying monsters are a pain. Now I see the wheel. I want the wheel. So I get rid of my red box. And with the wheel I know I'm pretty safe now. And I can even get the 5 gold. With the wheel, as you can see, it gives me a star drop. It also gives me a wheel drop at the bottom. Can't get to it though, but the wave is cleared. In a different playthrough is another example of the skull bomb not giving drops. I have the red box, which isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. As you can see, there's no drops from the skull bomb. I mean, don't get me wrong, the skull bomb will save your life. I use the wheel. I see the skull. It's better than the red box. So I save the bomb, the skull bomb. Now here you can see the skull bomb leaves me with no drops. And I'm left to fend for myself. Which isn't ideal, and I get surrounded in the end. It's just an example of not relying on skull bombs. It'll save you once and that's probably it. So you can see how the skull bomb can be a little misleading. For the witch, she's quite easy once you learn her patterns. Again, hug the top edge so you can have distance to see incoming bullets. She only has 2 patterns to look out for. The others are pretty easy. Her crazy shot being most difficult. You want to draw the fire, then dodge, Get a couple of shots in, then dodge. Again, I'm using peripheral vision. I'm not looking at my character or the witch, but focusing on her bullets and where they're going. Apart from getting your shots in, you shouldn't be shooting, as it will only confuse the screen. And here again it's draw the fire, dodge, couple of shots in, dodge. And if you've upgraded your bullet damage twice, it should be over pretty quickly. Don't try to do it for hours and hours, it's all muscle memory, and that gets trained when you sleep overnight. It took me a few days to get it, so those are my tips, and I hope it helps you get the achievement. Till next time, bye!